What's going on, everybody? A while back I created a video highlighting what I had thought to be the greatest team for Pokemon Emerald. And that video was pretty well received, but I couldn't help to think that this team could be improved. Additionally, that original video did not have any commentary whatsoever, and I couldn't really give any reasoning for my team building decisions. In today's video, we're going to remake that best team, and we're going to add commentary and decision making factors as to why I chose those Pokemon. As always, this team will not include legendary Pokemon and can be used in Ruby and Sapphire versions too, as well as Emerald. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Up first is the same starter Pokemon included on the original team, Swampert. Although all of the options in Hoenn are great, I truly think that Swampert is easily the best of the three. One of the biggest reasons why is because Swampert only has one weakness, grass types. Throughout the Hoenn games, there aren't many Pokemon that even carry grass-type moves, especially not in important battles such as gyms and the Elite Four. Speaking of which, Swampert has excellent matchups into most of the game's gyms and access to many coverage moves. The final moveset chosen for Swampert includes Surf, Earthquake, Ice Beam, and Brick Break. Ice Beam is great for flying-type Pokemon that can't be hit with Earthquake. Additionally, this move does extremely well into Drake of the Elite Four. Ice Beam is obtained as a TM from the abandoned ship and can be picked up as soon as you get the Surf HM. Brick Break is picked up a little late in the game into Topolis City and gives Swampert a way to hit Ice and Dark type Pokemon super effectively. This moveset allows Swampert to thrive throughout nearly all of the important battles of Hoenn, including gyms, Team Magma and Aqua, and even the Elite Four. I'm sure to nobody's surprise, the next Pokemon on the team is Gardevoir. This Pokemon is easily one of the best in the region and can be caught in the earliest stages of the game as a Ralts. The moveset for this Pokemon has not changed since the previous version of this video. Gardevoir will have Psychic, Thunderbolt, Thief, and Calm Mind. In the last video, I got a ton of comments saying that I should replace Thief with Shadow Ball. However, keeping in mind the physical special split, I stand by my decision to use Thief. In Generation 3, a move is a physical or special move based on the move type and not the move itself like modern games. This means that a move like Shadow Ball will always be physical. Thief provides the same coverage against ghosts and other psychic types while also taking advantage of Gardevoir's much higher special stats. Thunderbolt is chosen for its power and type advantage against the many water-type Pokemon that we will encounter during our playthrough. Psychic is Gardevoir's strongest stab move learned by Level Up. The power of all of Gardevoir's moves can be boosted by another one of its Level Up moves, Calm Mind. Calm Mind grants a boost to both special attack and special defense, making Gardevoir a bulky sweeper and excellent addition to any team. A good alternative to Gardevoir would be Alakazam. This Pokemon can also be obtained very early in the game and abuses the same Calm Mind strategy. Alakazam is speedier than Gardevoir, but Gardevoir is much more balanced, while Alakazam is more of a glass cannon. The balanced stats allow for easier Calm Mind setups and sweeps, which is why I prefer Gardevoir. The next Pokemon that we can add to the team is Breloom. This is one of my favorite Pokemon to use alongside a Swampert. Breloom is caught as a Shroomish in Petalburg Woods very early into the game. While Gardevoir was more of a specially oriented Pokemon, Breloom thrives on the physical side, with a crazy 130 base attack stat. This can be boosted further by teaching Bulk Up right after obtaining the TM from Brawly. Breloom is a dual grass and fighting type Pokemon, but we will mostly be using its fighting attributes with a final moveset of Sky Uppercut, Mach Punch, Leech Seed, and Bulk Up. Something nice about this moveset is that aside from Bulk Up, these are all level up moves, and all of these moves take advantage of Breloom's great physical stats. Leech Seed enables Breloom to set up Bulk Ups much more easily by stealing health from the opponent while raising defenses. Sky Uppercut is Breloom's primary attacking move, and Mach Punch is a priority stab option. After a few Bulk Ups, Breloom can easily sweep teams by outspeeding everything with Mach Punch. Breloom's grass typing isn't used too much outside of Leech Seed, however this does enable Breloom to resist incoming grass attacks, which are Swampert's greatest weakness. I did consider running the move Spore on Breloom, however this move is extremely hard to teach this Pokemon. Spore is essentially a 100% accurate sleep powder. This sounds great, but the only way to get it is to delay Shroomish's evolution to an insane level 54. For a casual playthrough of Pokemon Emerald, this does not seem worth the grind at all. Delaying the evolution hinders us significantly for the early and mid-game, and will prevent us from having a fighting type for battles such as Norman. In my opinion, it is a lot wiser to let your Shroomish evolve immediately. In fact, when I used this team and completed the game, my Breloom was only level 52 when I defeated the Elite Four, which is lower than the level a Shroomish would learn Spore. If you don't want to use Breloom, some good alternatives would be Hariyama or Heracross. I actually went back and forth a few times between Breloom and Heracross for this team, and even tested out this team with the substitution. Eventually though, Breloom proved to be the better pick because of how early it could be obtained and how well it performs in the early game. Heracross can't be captured until after the 6th gym. Also found in Petalburg Woods is Slackoth, which will eventually evolve into Slaking. Now, I know a lot of you don't like Slaking for its ability, and I will propose an alternative. However, the power of Slaking cannot be ignored. This Pokemon has an insane base 670 stat total, which is on par with even most modern legendary Pokemon. In fact, here is a comparison between the stats of Slaking and Kyurem. This Pokemon rips through Hoenn with the moveset Hyper Beam, Shadow Ball, Earthquake, and Aerial Ace. In Generation 3, all of these moves are physical attacks, and Slaking's ability Truant pairs extremely well with the recharge period of Hyper Beam, providing some serious wall-breaking power. Shadow Ball is excellent for ghost types that are immune to Hyper Beam, and is great on a normal type like Slaking who has a ghost immunity defensively. In my Emerald playthrough, this Pokemon was able to solo Phoebe of the Elite Four easily for this reason. Earthquake is an excellent option against other Pokemon that resist normal moves, such as Steel and Rock, and Aerial Ace is chosen to cover Slaking's fighting type weakness. This Pokemon is an absolute monster, but if you're still not convinced to give it a try, Absol is a great option. If you want to run Absol, I'd recommend the moves Sword Stance, Shadow Ball, Return, and Aerial Ace. As a nice bonus tip for Slaking, you can pick up the Silk Scarf held item very early from this house in Dewford, which will power up normal type moves even further. The next addition to this team is Crobat. You can get this Pokemon before the 2nd gym in Granite Cave. Crobat's role on the team is as the Fly HM user, but this Pokemon also provides some extremely useful utility in its typing and move pool. Not only that, but Crobat has really great stats and it's shockingly bulky for how strong and fast it is. One of the main drawing factors of Crobat is that it has 2 quad resistances and 1 immunity, making it an excellent switch-in and pivot. It fits exceptionally well on the Swampert team because one of its 4x resistances is the Grass type. Crobat takes grass hits for Swampert while Swampert absorbs electric moves for Crobat. The moveset chosen for Crobat is Fly, Sludge Bomb, Steel Wing, and Giga Drain. Steel Wing is how Crobat deals with Rock-type Pokemon. Conveniently, this TM is picked up in the same cave you catch Zubat, and can be taught immediately. The TM for Sludge Bomb is picked up in Dewford City after you have 5 badges. Giga Drain is another TM, and is obtained by speaking to this lady just south of Mount Pyre. The reasoning for having Giga Drain here is that you will probably swap Crobat into a ground-type move every now and then. Giga Drain is a good way to hit back super effectively as well as preserve Crobat's great bulk. Crobat is the glue of this team, providing a ton of synergy with its great dual poison and flying typing. An alternative that I have considered for Crobat was Swellow. Similar to Heracross, the thing that makes Swellow so good is its Guts ability. The ability gives a large offensive boost when a Pokemon has a status condition such as a burn. You can actually purposely status a Pokemon such as Swellow before a big battle to abuse this. Although that strategy is very good, Crobat meshed much better defensively and earned its spot on my team. The last member of the team is available after obtaining the Surf HM, and is actually changed from the previous version of this video. The newcomer is Magneton. and this Pokemon can be found in New Mauville while helping Watson. Originally, this slot was filled by Torkoal. Although Torkoal is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon, the fire typing just isn't that useful into Emerald's mid and late game. In fact, Torkoal's typing was a bit of a liability due to its role as a bulky special attacker, because of how many battles are against water-type specialists such as Hoenn and Wallace. Magneton, on the other hand, thrives against these trainers and carries many of the remaining gym battles, while also matching up well into the Elite Four. Additionally, Magneton has the rare Steel typing, which is buffed in Gen 3 to resist Ghost and Dark-type attacks as well. Magneton has a whopping 11 resistances and only 3 weaknesses to Ground, Fire, and Fighting. Fighting is one of the quad resistances of Crobat's, and Crobat is immune to Ground, making it a great switch-in when Magneton is threatened. Fire is handled very well by Swampert. All around, Magneton is a very strong special attacker, and it takes hits extremely well because of its great typing. The final moveset chosen is Thunderbolt, Thunder, Thunder Wave, and Hidden Power. The moveset for Magneton is pretty straightforward aside from Hidden Power, which I'd like to touch on a bit further. This move is a TM move which can be obtained in Fortree City. The cool thing about Hidden Power is that Hidden Power can be any type, but you don't actually get to choose what type this move will be. It is predetermined by values called IVs, which cannot be changed and vary from Pokemon to Pokemon. In my opinion, the best Hidden Power types you can get from Magneton are special types that can hit ground Pokemon super effectively. The best one by far is Ice, because it enables you to hit Dragon and Grass Pokemon super effectively as well as ground types. What I personally did to get this was I caught a ton of Magnemites in New Mauville and saved in front of the Kecleon by Steven. Kecleon has the color change ability, so the game will tell you what type of hidden power you have when Kecleon is hit. I repeated this process until I was notified that Kecleon was hit by an Ice-type move and decided that I will train that specific Magnemite. I got pretty lucky and it didn't take too long to get Ice, but I probably would have settled for a Grass-type hidden power as a backup. Magneton swept through a big chunk of the game, being invaluable both offensively and defensively. The many water routes and endgame were a breeze with this Pokemon on the team. Some good alternatives could either be Manectric or Aggron. Manectric is a strong electric-type Pokemon, and Aggron shares Magneton's Steel typing. I even originally considered Aggron as the last member of this team. However, we already had a lot of physical power on the team already. At the end of the day though, Magneton was the clear winner as a strong special attacker with superior Steel and Electric typing. This team all around has excellent type coverage and synergy. As a recap, the final team is Swampert, Gardevoir, Breloom, Slacking, Crobat, and Magneton. With this team, your Hoenn journey will be a ton of fun and a piece of cake. Thank you for watching this video until the end. If you're interested in other best team videos, I have a ton of other teams already on my channel, and I also have big plans to make more. Make sure to like and subscribe to catch future teams. Good luck on your Hoenn journey, and have an awesome day.